Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. You know, now I think about it, that song, Like a Drifter, I Was Born to Walk Alone, makes sense. Since I left home at 15, it makes sense that I'm like a drifter that was born to walk alone. And then whenever I left home, I went like from different families, different places. So I was like drifting, you know. I don't know, but I like the sound of it, man. I like the sound of it, like do-do-do-do. And I made up my mind. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I ain't wasting no more time. But here I go again. Yeah, I guess that's another thing. Like, do something and then it doesn't work out, and then you hear here you go again. Maybe that's another part of it. Wake up, a little Susie. Wake up. I like my new haircut though. Anyway, where are we at? Just chilling, bro. 7:51 in the morning in the Philippines, and out here chilling on top of the roof. And get the party started. If people show up, if they don't, then figure out something else to do. Bum, 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 bum. I know all you need to walk along the lonely street of dreams. And here I go again on my own. Ba ba bum bum. Going down the only road I've ever known. I need to stand for this thing, bro. Man, I don't want to be holding this. Well, nobody's in here right now, I don't think. I don't see anybody in here. So I'll just put it down. Put it down for a second. And wait a little bit. Wait a little bit. Ah, yeah. Ain't nothing like a coconut. It's another beautiful day in the Philippines. It's getting a little bit cooler over here. Beautiful out here. If y'all want to see the golf course over there, I'll walk over there and show it to you. But it's right over there on that side. I got Makati over here on this side. Living the dream, 70% cheaper than the USA. One of the cheapest places in the world, basically, to live out here in this wonderful country with wonderful people. Had some wonderful sea-sig yesterday. JS, you ever had sea-sig? Sea-sig. You ever had that? Hello, hello, JS Nihas. Have you ever eaten sea-sig? I had some crunchy, crispy sea-sig yesterday. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Where you from, JS? Me? I'm from USA, out here living in the Philippines. What about you, JS? I normally come on later than this, but I figured I'd come in early, meet some new people like JS. Nice to meet you, JS. Where you from? I got a feeling some people ain't going to understand what I say. They're like, what the heck is this dude saying? Maybe they speak another language. Bum, 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 bum. And I know all I need. Do, 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 To walk alone, the crazy, is it the crazy street of dreams? No, it's not the crazy, is it? To walk alone, crazy street of dreams? To walk alone something. Dude, I can't remember. Anybody know? To walk alone, the crazy street of dreams? That doesn't sound right. Alone. Anyway, we'll skip it. And here I go again on my own. So I went to this barber shop yesterday in the Philippines. Right? Anybody want to guess how much the haircut cost? And anyway, when I walked in, there was a couple young guys in their 20s, and they're playing old music from the 70s and 80s in there. Beautiful, wonderful music. Air Supply. What's that? What's that other song? Um, there was a good song by a girl from way back then they played too. It says, "Turn around." Yeah, that's what it is. Anybody name that song? I'll give you a thump on the forehead. If you can name that song. What's that song? Turn around. A little bit crazy, now you know I turn around. Turn around, bright eyes. And I need you more right now. And I need you more than ever. That's a good one. Ay, 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 bruh. Some weird noise out there. I don't know what that noise is. But anyway, this is where we're at. Philippines, baby. Living the dream. Living the good life. With 55 wives. Joke. 55 wives. No, I wouldn't want that. 55 troubles. I got 55 troubles and it ain't one, and you ain't one. So, what's that other song? I got a million troubles and you're one of them, or something like that. Anyway, I think it's like I got 100 problems and you're one of them, or something like that. Some weird statement made. Statement made. What the heck is that thing? Anybody know? So I think that's like a cell phone tower or something like that. Man, I believe I'm messing with some nicotine pouch right now. If you wonder why I was coughing, got a little bit strong in my mouth. Yo, dude, I'd rather be playing basketball than this. But I'm just waking up, just had my coffee, bro. Oh, it's like what, 7:58 in the morning. Maybe if I talk like a freaking surfer dude or something, grow some long hair, maybe some people will pop in or something. No, Indeed wants me to apply now. What, go back to school? Is that what that is? I'm not going back to school, bro. Now, it's Indeed. It's for a job, I'm sure. But it's at a university. I'm like, dude, I had enough university. Universities be tripping, bro. You know what I'm saying? Check out the plane, y'all. Is there anybody going to pop in here that knows me? It's like only people that want to pop in and stay a while is people that know me. Nobody new wants to know me. Tripping like acid, tripping like placid. What's the word placid even mean? I don't know, but I'm feeling green. Let's see, placid. Isn't that like clear? I think placid is clear. Said hi. What's up, Sam Portuguese? What's up, my brother? How you doing? Where you from? I'm out here in the Philippines on top of a roof right now, checking out airplanes. I'm just out here watching airplanes take off and fly. How you doing, Sam? Anybody know who sings that? I'll give you 5 million. 5 million what? 5 million nothing. That's what I can afford. 5 million nothing. Yo, bro, what's up, Joe? How you doing? Hit the road. Oh, oh, oh. Let's try to do some kind of rap. I'll just make up some rap. Sam, don't give a damn. He's saying yo, 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 wow. He's saying thank you, ma'am. He's cooler than ice, twice as nice. He even watches that old TV show they call Miami Vice. He watches Don Johnson because he's got the big J. And if you don't know, you better just stray. Don't play with the Sam. Sam, he says, Sam, I am. Anyway, are you from Portugal? Hi, you look like a nice person. I'm okay. I'm just a regular Joe, bro. What's up, Bailey? Bailey Coulter. Hey, nice to meet you. Where you from? How you doing? Bailey sounds like a girl. Are you a girl? And where you from? And I'll be nice. I'd be nice. Twice as nice. I also watch that TV show they call Miami Vice. Scotland. Cool. Scotland's in the house. Oh boy, Scotland's in the house. Oh boy, a Scottish girl. How's life as a Scottish girl? Good life? You know, no guy, all the guys want to become girls, but no girls want to become guys. That tells you right there, being a guy sucks. Dang, you be live again, player. What's up, Alan C? In the place to be? Good in the neighborhood, says Bailey Coulter. That's awesome. Let's see, what time is it in Scotland? Isn't it like super late over there? Or super early? Alan C, you probably got about 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, something like that. Over here in the Philippines, it's 8 in the morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're watching live. I keep looking at my freaking face. I'm like, yo, what's up with that? 5 p.m. gangster? Dude, 5 p.m.? Yeah, you must be around Texas, man, Alan. I don't remember where you're from, but that's like Texas time, I think. Let's see. Bailey. Uh-oh, Bailey's being gangster up in here. My dog. Oh, no, she isn't. I thought she was being gangster. But she said, my dog. What's up, my dog? No, she said, my dog, my grandpa, and my uncle passed away. Okay, I'll beat you. Both of my grandpas passed away. A lot of my dogs passed away. And a lot of my uncles have passed away. But sorry to hear that. I mean, sorry. You know, I don't like saying sorry to hear that. Sorry, my condolences to you about your dog, your grandpa, and your uncle. Yep. Were you close to him? Sorry for me. Sorry for you too. Were you? Who were you? Who were you the closest to? Your uncle, your grandpa, or your doggy dog? Thank you. You're welcome. Of. Thank you. Of. Of. Let's see. What's the topic for today? Pimp, point, Pinoy, Mikey. I know I'm feeling like a pimp, bro. My dog. I had a feeling, Bailey. I had a feeling you were going to say that. First, you put my dog first, I think, in the list. Yeah, you put my dog first. And people love their dogs, especially young people. And Bailey, I'm going to guess you're young. Ay, ay, ay. My cord is stuck. Yeah, the last, I had a husky passed away. I had a lot of dogs passed away. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see. Alan says, "What kind of dogs do you see in the Philippines? Pit bulls." Now I never seen any pit bull. Well, I saw one pit bull. I saw one pit bull, and it was an American. At least the guy looked like he was an American that had the pit bull. He was some white dude, and he looked like he was an American. Um, you know, when I grew up in the black neighborhood in the USA, we had a lot of mean dogs there, man. First, I remember the Doberman Pinscher. That's the first one I remember. And then later, I started seeing a lot of pit bulls and Rottweilers. And then all of the white kids thought it was so cool and thought they would be like gangsters. And then they went out and got pit bulls and stuff like that. And then these pit bulls start attacking. Thank you for subscribing, Bailey. I ask if you subscribe, please watch one of my long videos. I have like 500 videos that you can choose from. But yeah, sometime watch one of my long videos. But anyway, and my neighbor across the street got attacked by one of those dogs. I don't know if it was a pit bull or a Rottweiler or whatever. Anyway, homeboy got like freaking 100 stitches. Had to go to the hospital. He wasn't even 15 years old. He was like 13 or 14 years old. Was he even that? 12, 13. I think he was 13 years old. Oh no. Oh yes. I must confess. But he passed the test because he's alive and he strives to be a bodyguard for a stripper club. That's what he winded up being. He winded up being tougher. Me and this dude, we used to fight all the time, bro. We fought like 3 times. He got me one time though. Gave me a black eye one time. My dog lived until he was 17 years old. Then I'm gonna guess he was a medium-sized dog, maybe like a golden retriever, maybe. Big John Taylor, what's up, man? How you doing, Big JT? You know, I start to wonder: is Big John Taylor really big, or is he just saying he's big? Nicole Nelson, what's up? How you doing? Oh my goodness! Now moved to 29 to the 18. It's now 29 to the 18. My due date is now 29 from the 18, I think. Alan C says, I bet you they have a lot of Huskies there. Probably the worst. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I missed your answer to answer that. Basically, they have a lot of mixed breeds, bro. I mean, they I don't think they're anything in particular. You know, they're just whatevers. They're mixed, just like the Filipino people. They're mixed. You know, they're mixed with Chinese, Japanese, Spanish. You know, so are the dogs too. It's a beautiful mixed world here. Chilling, chilling like a villain. You know, you be feeling a trillion. 6 foot tall, almost 400 pounds, bro. Wow, you are big. Master Blaster is in the house. I like that one, bro. I've always used Master of Disaster. But you know what, Massa? I'm going to switch it up, man. I'm going to start using Master Blaster. Master Blaster. Actually, you almost have Master Blaster. I would say Master Blaster. Yeah. Bailey says, come aside, the divas here. Come aside, the divas here. What time is it for you? It is 8 o'clock in the morning. So your baby is due. Oh man, Taco Bell. I love. We have Taco Bell over here, Nicole, in the Philippines. Yep, I love it. Let's see. Nicole said she's hungry. I guess so. You got to feed you and the baby. So your baby's due on the 29th of July. I don't know if you're still here because you're doing Taco Bell. But anyway, that's close to my birthday. Do you have Dairy Queen? Yes, sir. Master Blaster. We have a lot of Dairy Queens. A lot of malls and a lot of Dairy Queens in the malls. And, there are other places too, like stations for, like, when you go to get on the boats, you'll see Dairy Queens in those stations. I think the bus station over here, I think they have a Dairy Queen in there too. Yeah, Dairy Queens are all over the place. Let's see. Bailey says it's 11 in the morning for us, I think. 11 o'clock in the morning? Okay. Big John says the name came from my grandmother when I was born. 10 pounds, 9 ounces. He's a big boy. Call him Big John. I got a, what do you call him? Cousin. Yeah, I got a cousin. His name's John too, but they call him, what do they call him? He's actually passed away now. He passed away before even in his 20s. Um, Dude, I can't even think of his name. Little John. Yeah, Little John was one thing he called him, but they called him some other things too. Carol says, "Hi, Mike. You look very well and bright this morning." It's because I shaved and got my hair cut. Anybody want to guess? How much was this haircut here in the Philippines? Let's see who can get the closest to the price. The price is right. Nicole says, "Okay, I'm going to go now. See ya. Take care. Enjoy your Taco Bell." Nicole, good to see you. 10 a.m. here. I have to go back. All right, take care, Bailey. Oh, I was 1309. 27 of 20. Are you talking in codes, Nicole? Oh, I was 1309. Oh, you're talking about you were 13 pounds? Whoa. Well, they say the girls are normally the ones that are born with bigger weight, with a higher weight. But I don't think Big John is a girl. he came out of mama with some muscles. Let's see. 27 of 20. 27 of 20. What's the 27? Oh, you're talking about $27? Of $20? I don't know. I'm confused. Man, it's starting to get hot here, y'all. It's starting to get hot in the Philippines, and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. The haircut, 27 of 20? $27? I don't know. Anyway, we got one answer. How much was my haircut yesterday? Anybody want to guess? Isn't it beautiful? My new hairstyle? Joke. Eve was like, "You call that a hairstyle? It's the same hairstyle you've always had." Which is the best phone to get? Master Blaster says, "What's the best phone to get?" I mean, for me, I like iPhone, but everybody's different. Alan says 99 pesos. Bro, you are so close. The haircut. Yeah, Alan is extremely close. Hi, Agent. Have a nice day. Hope you luck and RIP to your dog. Oh, thank you. You too. Rest in peace to your dog, who's in dog heaven now. Glenn, my friend.
Hey,
Hey,
good morning.
buenos dias. Thank you. You're welcome. Carol says $5 Australian. 49 pesos for the shave. Well, I don't never have the shave at the place. I always do my own shaving. But it was 100 pesos for it was 100 pesos for the haircut. Tell your friend I said hi. Hey, Bailey said hello, Glenn. Glenn. Hey, Glenn. Bailey said hello. She's from Scotland. She said hello to you.
Wait, that?
She said hello to you.
Where?
Bailey.
Girl?
Yeah, girl.
Whoa!
I said it's a girl. He was like, whoa. He's Pogi Filipino guy.
Girls, where?
He's got more hair than I do.
Girl?
Scotland. She's from Scotland. You want to say hello?
What is the name?
Want to say hello?
Where?
Bailey from Scotland.
Scotland?
Scotland.
Scotland.
You want to say hello?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
He said hello, everyone.
Hello.
From Philippines. We're in Makati out here.
And a BGC.
And a BGC too, right over there. That's where Glenn lives. BGC. He has like a home that's worth like $50 million or something like that. He just does this for fun. Have a nice day. You too, Bailey. Take care. Yeah, he just does the taking care of the place for fun. I hope nobody believes what I just said. Anyway, let's check out the golf course today. We got some people out here playing. You too, Bailey. Take care. I'm still waiting for Eve to wake up. I'll probably be waiting another 3 hours. So, Alan, you said you're married to a Filipina already? Is she there with you in the USA? What's up here? Let's see. Where's it at? I can't see it. Yeah, there it is. It's over there. Got a helicopter. Oh, there he is. The helicopter. Okay. Holy crap. Yeah, Alan, Filipina, um, another helicopter. Bro. Look at that. That's 2 helicopters. And an airplane. 2 helicopters and an airplane. And a truck blowing its horn. Oh man, bunch of stuff going on out here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Big Oz is in the house. What's up, Big Oz? All the planes are flying out of the airport. Helicopters have been flying around me this morning. I'm like, what's going on, man? That's 2 helicopters. And that noise keeps coming from, I guess, a truck or something. I don't know. Well, you know, everybody's going to work, stuff like that's going on. Woo! Oh, I got some news. Let's see. We got people in here? Yeah. Okay. I got some news over in the USA that Comey, y'all remember that guy, James Comey, the ex FBI director, has been indicted by a grand jury in North Carolina um, about threats about trying to take out Trump. But it's an indictment that doesn't, it doesn't mean he's like proven guilty or anything like that. But anyway, Steven says, "How far are you from that airport?" It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it's close, right? But it's still not too close. It's if I had to guess in mileage, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe about 6 miles from here. Yeah, she's with me in the USA. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, indicted for a second time. Oh, okay, I didn't know that part. Carol says, "So Mike, how much you get your haircut?" It was 100 pesos, so that would be almost $2. Yeah. Yikes, man. Yeah, I basically gave him about $2. I gave him almost 120. It was like 115 pesos. So I gave him just about $2. I'm 60. She's 30. Bro, I knew she was younger, man. I knew that. That's a big gap. It's a big age gap. I mean, we're 20 years. Y'all are 30. But I think 30 years is probably about the limit. you know, Man, there's so much freaking noise out here this morning. Maybe because I came out too early. How much hair did they cut off? Did they give you a discount? What are you trying to say, Alan? Yeah, that's what Eve said. Eve says they should charge on how much hair you got that they're going to be cutting. The less hair you got, the less the cost. But you know how much they cut off, Alan. Don't be smart with me, man. What's up, man? You tripping? Hey, what's up, Bailey, Bailey, Bailey? Dude, I'm getting really hungry right now. I want some eggs and bacon, or something. I had some coffee and cookies, but I'm starting to crave. Maybe I'm pregnant. Still so early in the morning though. So early. So yeah, that came out of North Carolina. That indictment. So hurrah, hurrah to my state of North Carolina. And you know, the thing is, it's always, oh, we might do something. That's the problem. It's always we might do something. They should have gave me a discount, right? It should have been like 50 pesos. Lynn says the older you are, the wider the age gap is okay. Yeah, I guess so. Because if you were like 30 and you were married to someone that was 30 years old less, then they would be zero. they would be they would be at the birthplace at the hospital. They would be a newborn baby. They're like, "Baby, you look good." Oh, never mind. That was. I mean, baby, you look good. Let me feed you some baby food. That's what I meant. Anyway, yeah, 30 and 0 is a lot different than 60 and 30. Hey, I think as long as it's legal, do what you want, bro. As long as it's legal. If Alan was with an 18-year-old girl, cool. Main thing is people are happy. Yeah. I remember I was 50. I dated 18-year-old girl. I'm going to tell you right now, though, I didn't like it. I mean, we had a good time, if you know what I mean. But the thing is, she was playing this music I couldn't stand. She was kept saying, what the hood, all the time. And I was like, okay, I don't want to keep hearing, what the hood. That's not like all you know how to say, you know? Like there was no good communication there. So she skipped school just to be with me the whole day. That's bad, bro. Let's see. But anyway, yeah. So it was the end. She put in that she wanted a long term commitment, so that's why I dated her. If she would have said she didn't want a long term commitment, I wouldn't have dated her. To be honest with you, yeah. Alan C says she got a birthday coming up this week. Uh, what's her name, bro? I'll have to sing happy birthday. And she's from Leyte, if I recall. And as a matter of fact, Samos, if you're in here, if you're listening, watching, Samos was asking me about where are the beautiful ladies in the Philippines, different areas. And I'm going to have to include Leyte and Samar. I didn't think about that yesterday. I was, I was out of it. It was at the end of our hour and a half and trying to remember things. But Leyte and Samar, beautiful ladies. You're joking. I figured about 20 years, Alan. Ozzy says never again. Yeah, I'm not going to say never again, but I will say it probably ain't going to work out. You know, I tend to give people chances, but yeah, that was the last time I saw her. Are you at the? Yeah, I'm at the $400 place. Yeah. Do they serve breakfast sandwiches at Jollibee's? Yeah, yeah, they do. They serve. It's like egg. I think egg and bacon or egg and ham or something like that. I had it one time, and they also serve pancakes, which I also had one time, or maybe two times. Man, those pancakes are really good at Jollibee. Very good. They're nice and big. Let's see. Ozzy says my last girlfriend was 7 years younger than me. My dad's girlfriend, I think she is 55. I think 15 or 16 years younger than him. Something like that. Mm, man. When I was 30, I lived with a 41-year-old. She was awesome. When I was married, I was with an older lady. Yeah. My wife, my ex-wife, was 9 years older than me. Beautiful lady from Ecuador, South America, and wonderful lady. Um, yeah, and sometimes I sort of regret still not being in that marriage. I have to say, after dating all these young, beautiful women and everything, sometimes I regret not staying in that marriage. I think we could have worked it out, and we both decided it was over. We had been married for 25 years, and we both decided it was over. But if we would have worked on it, we could have worked it out, and we could have made it, kept it alive, and everything. But we were really sort of stuck in our ways on how we thought, and you know. But yeah, you know, it's probably not the right thing to do. I think that we broke up. I think probably we should have worked it out. Anyway, it is what it is. That's part of life. She could cook, and she had her own house. Bro, I mean, over here, these ladies know how to cook. They definitely know how to cook. Eve cooks great. She is an awesome cook. She don't have her own house though, but her family, they have property, and that's where we stayed out there in the province area. The property, two properties that they have, we were staying out there. We might wind up back there again if she doesn't get a job, call center. Man, what is up with that truck that keeps blowing the freaking horn? Yeah, I mean, if you look at the women nowadays over in the USA, I don't think I'd want to date a younger woman, over there. I don't know. Maybe there's some out there that's decent. Maybe not all of them. I don't know. I think it would be harder than here. You have a lot here that are pretty mature and for different reasons. Like, different reasons. A lot of the younger ones are mature. That one in particular that skipped school to be with me, maybe not. She said before she met me, she met some Italian guy. How good is their pasta over there in the Philippines? Yeah, I'd say it's good. The first chicken, no, it was tuna Alfredo I ever had. I think Eve made it, and it was really good. There's a lot of pasta in a lot of places here, and I think it's pretty good. Um, some places are going to be better than others. Like the more expensive places are going to have better pasta, in my opinion. But that tuna pasta that she makes, tuna Alfredo, I think she put chicken in it too. Tuna and chicken. It was super 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 delicious. Filipinos tend to love Alfredo pasta, by the way, and spaghetti. But the Filipino spaghetti, don't like it. I don't like that. So, but you can go to some places and get your American spaghetti, but most places are going to have the Filipino spaghetti, which is going to have a Filipino sweet sauce that you probably won't like, but you might. I hear a lot of foreigners say they like it, but I also think they're lying. I can't stand it. I'm sure the food is much healthier, and it could be a lot more healthier, to be honest with you. I mean, it's hard for me to find many greens over here like I did in the U.S. I mean, living out in the country in North Carolina, we had greens all over the place. I think for healthy food, I think Vietnam's a better choice for more healthy. You can be healthy here, though. I mean, I did that grocery shopping, and the problem is we don't have a oven, we don't have a stove or anything like that to do any cooking. So I had to buy just stuff to use in the microwave or the tuna that we didn't have to cook. In that video. Let's see. Alan says, I like women in their early to mid 30s. They seem a little bit more mature. I would say definitely in America, I'd say at least 35 in America. I think over here, um, you know, over here it could be 20. It could be, in my opinion, but not always. You might have to go to 35. You might have to go to 40. So it just depends on the girl, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't want a woman too young. Yeah, I think it depends on the girl. And yeah, I remember Ozzy. You were talking about that 50-year-old. Oh man, you probably want to get. Maybe there's some app out there that will help you find a decent girl. Maybe before you come over. Maybe you know somebody that has used a different app. You know, um, I heard about this one. Hold on, let me read. Alan says, "Dang, Mikey, you were married for 25 years. That's amazing." Yeah, she was really a fantastic lady. Now that I've dated, met so many girls, I realize that now, how great she was. She was great, but we changed over time. But still, we could have worked it out. We could have got counseling, and that's what I recommend to a lot. You know, that guy that was in here, I said get counseling because he had two young kids. You know, I wasn't happy for a long time, but I waited for my daughter to get in her 20s before I decided to leave. But I wasn't happy for a long time. But she's a great person, you know. Anyway, I bet you one of those solar ovens over there, it would work great with all the sun. Oh, I don't even know about the solar ovens, bro. I have to check that out. I mean, if you had money, you could really set up a super awesome place out here. And when I say if you have money, it doesn't have to be a lot of money. My friend here has a super nice house, and he built it for $50,000. He's from North Carolina too. And the funny thing is, my other friend from North Carolina is he came over here to be with the neighbor of the guy I'm talking about, the Filipina. She's the one that has been asking me to find a guy for her. I think I told Ozzy about her. Matter of fact, because she's around 42 years old, but she also has three kids. But you know, I think they're all pretty grown up. That's the good thing about being with someone in their 40s or 50s. The kids are probably grown up. Maybe I didn't tell Ozzy. I don't know. Ozzy, sometimes he's in here more often than other times, and at that time, I don't know if I saw Ozzy at the time. I did tell Phil Collins, but Phil Collins didn't talk to her. So Phil Collins, that's his name. I don't know why. The guy that comes in here. Let's see. Alan says, "Yeah, the Filipino spaghetti is too sweet. Yeah, I can't stand it, bro. It's got this weird taste to it. I don't like it." Oh yeah, I support Navy Woman. I went to her channel yesterday, commented on one of her videos because she supports me. You know, she's one of my YouTube friends. You know, that does YouTube. So yesterday, that's what I did. I went over to Desert Channel, watched a video of his, Navy Woman, Mike and Venus. Um, and that other guy that came in here, I told him I was subscribed to him. Went to his Cyril, or something like that, whatever his name was. Said he was from Florida. Says he does construction. Says he makes a killing, $28 an hour, doing construction at 18 years old. Alan says Vietnam got the lowest obesity rate in the world. I believe it, bro. That girl I dated was from Vietnam over in the USA, and she was nice and trim. What about Alan, your woman? Is she skinny type? You know, so far every guy I've talked to that's interested in Filipinas are into the skinny type women. And I'm going to say this: my ex-wife, she was skinny from Ecuador. She was a beautiful lady. Some people said she looked like Selma Hayek. Yeah, and she's a really awesome lady. I miss talking to her, as a matter of fact. But anyway, life changes. You know, there's so many things that have happened in my life. It's been insane. I like them not too skinny. I used to be that way, Ozzy. I used to like the sort of chubby type. You know, I used to like chubby type. Now I prefer the skinny type, to be honest with you. Nowadays, but I think both are attractive. You know, chubby and skinny, in my opinion. If they're too big, no, but I mean, they start to look like me if they're too big. She's absolutely adorable. Let's see. Hold on, I'm sorry. Alan says if you put Parmesan cheese, that kind of takes away from the sweetness of out of the spaghetti. All right, that's a good tip if you have to eat it. And Navy Woman is adorable. Yeah, I think Navy Woman is a very attractive lady, and I think Mike and Venus. I think Venus is very attractive too. I think both of them are very attractive. Not Mike, but Venus and Navy Woman. I think both of them are very attractive, and they're both close to 40. Yeah. If I was single, dude, you know, if I was single, they were single. Yeah, I'd definitely date both of them. You know, but I'm not dating Mike's woman. Yeah. And I'm not single either. So let's see. Vietnam got the lowest. Oh yeah, I already read that. I like them not too skinny. You like them to eat some bacon. But anyway, another plane flying. Man, planes are flying like crazy. And another helicopter. That makes 3 helicopters this morning, and I think 3 planes I've seen, 3 or 4. Alan C says everybody changes, Mikey. Exactly, bro. You're not the same man. Exactly. That's what happened with us. She changed a lot. I changed a lot over that 25-year period. But she was still, an awesome person and everything. But yeah, we changed a lot. You're definitely right. I mean, and especially when you go from 20s. I got married when I was what, 22? I think 22 years old. So when you go from 22 to 50, you're a lot different. Lot different then. 30 years. Let's see. Was I married at 22 or 23 or something like that? I never really 23, 26, 49. I think I divorced 40, 49, something like that. Anyway, if I remember correctly, I know it sounds crazy that I can't remember stuff, but I don't really pay attention to stuff unless it's extremely important. I didn't think it was very important. But I think I was married at 22, and whoa, dude. Actually, it might be more than 20. I think it's 26 years or 27 years, maybe. Yeah, it's at least 25. I know that. But we had to get separated we were separated for over a year because that's North Carolina law. Now, that's important to follow the law so you don't get in trouble. But Alan C says, yeah, what happened to Phil, your friend that came over from North Carolina? Well, my friend's name is Jeff. But Phil Collins, that guy that comes on here, I try to hook him up with the girl because he's always talking about he's depressed and want a woman and all that kind of stuff. So I try to hook him up. But he never talked to her. I don't know if he thinks it's all a joke or something, like it's not going to be serious. But since he didn't talk to her, I told my friend back in North Carolina, Jeff, he's over there with her right now. They've been together since Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days. They've been together for 5 days now. I was 21 when I got married. My wife was 27. Yeah, for me, 22 and she was 30. So we're similar. Yeah. I think I was 22 and I think she was 30, but she was about to have a birthday. So most of the time she was 9 years older than me. Depending on when the birthday happens, right? But at the time we married, I guess she was 8 years older. I think because I just had a birthday, so that's why I was 22. She was about to have a birthday, so um, yeah, she was going to be 31 years old. So we were about 9 years older. And even when we, when we ended things, still beautiful lady, looks. It wasn't about looks. She was a beautiful lady. Yeah, as a matter of fact, she was second place in the beauty contest, at her school, you know, which was a school that had a lot of people there. It was inside a city. Let's see. Alan C says my woman's gained weight since she's turned 50, but she's not fat. She's not a fat ass. Let's see. So she's at 50 now. Oh, bro, you're 60 and she's 50. Now you're telling on yourself. Now it's 10 years. I thought it was going to be 20. You never told me, but I figured, okay, she's probably about 40 years old. So now we know the real story. Okay, 10 years. All right. Well, I mean, that's normal as we get older, things happen. When I was 18, I was skinny as crap, man. I was so skinny, I hated it. I hated it. I was like, yeah, I just hated being skinny. And I was jealous of anybody that was sort of chubby. You know, I had like, what do you call it? I don't know what you call it, but anyway, I was jealous of those people. But then, thankfully, at 18, I went in the military and things changed. But I wanted to be fat. Actually, I wanted to be fat. Yeah. And then I finally got weight and I was happy with my looks. The only problem is society sort of changed and everybody was like, you need to have a six pack abs and all this stuff. And then I was like out of style. I was out of style before because I was too skinny. And then when I got chubby, I was out of style because everybody went to skinny as being the popular thing. But hey, people like that fat ass nowadays, Alan. But anyway, it says she's gained some weight. Yeah, I mean, that's what do you call it? Where you can't burn the weight off. I mean, that's just normal. But my wife from Ecuador, she didn't have that problem. Her mom lived to almost 100 years old, and she stayed skinny all her life, bro. It was just a genetic thing. Ozzy said he was skinny when he was 16, about 150 pounds. When he turned 18, he was over 300 pounds. Dude, how did that happen? How did that happen, bro? I mean, I know I can tell you how I gained weight. I gained weight. I gained a lot of fat, basically, when I turned about 30 years old. And it was because I was working beside of a Dairy Queen and Starbucks, too. And the Starbucks, I was getting a freaking, what do you call it? Caramel macchiato. I was getting those all the time, full of sugar.
Lillian.
I think he went downstairs, and and going to Dairy Queen get blizzards. That's how it changed for me. And if I didn't walk like 5 miles a day, dude, I'd be over 200 pounds. I'm a little bit less than 200. I think I'm 180 something right now, maybe 190. Yeah, I'm close to 190 right now. Let's see. If I had to guess, if I had to get on the scales, I'd probably say I'm about 188 at 5'10". Let's see. Ozzy says I quit smoking for a year and I was eating like a king. That would do it. Yeah. Same here, actually, now that I think about it. I quit smoking and started eating. Plus stress, doing college and having to sit on my butt, doing freaking homework all the time, all that kind of crap. And stress from work, managing people. Man, it would be even worse nowadays. Imagine managing those young people nowadays, bro. And they still want to pay you the same thing they were paying me 20 years ago when I was doing it. You know. Let's see. Alan says, hold on. Alan says 22 to 50. What kind of monsters were you dating in the U.S. at age 50? I just dated. I just dated a couple back then, and and one of them was 40. She was an Asian girl. She was from Vietnam. 40 years old, very attractive, but and she was a virgin. She was a virgin, 40-year-old virgin. I only dated her one day, and that was it. I you know, just wasn't. I didn't feel the connection. If I don't feel the connection, why am I going to keep dating you? I didn't take her virginity either. She still has that. So, but yeah, she was a very beautiful lady, but I just didn't feel the connection with her. And then the other one was, man, I think she was 36, I believe, and she used to be a stripper. And she's 36 years old. She's got, I think, two kids, I believe, one or two kids. I only dated her one time. And like I said, she used to be a stripper, and she also used to be a pay girl. And basically, she wanted to get back into the business of being a pay girl, and she wanted me to start paying. And I was like, heck no. Now, she had a fat ass. Talking about the fat ass, she had a fat ass. I mean, I was dating her because of her face, because she had, pretty eyes and pretty face. I wasn't dating her for her body. She had some, whats. No, but anyway, uh, but nowadays it doesn't really matter to me about the, whats. But yeah, that's the kind of monster she was. Ozzy says, then I stopped working out and it all turned to fat. Alan says, chicks, fat guys equal, they're called chubby chasers. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in the U.S. After the big butts. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Let's see. Alan C says, does she still live in America or did she move back to Colombia? Ecuador. Not Colombia. Ecuador. It's right. It's right beside of Colombia. But no, she's still in the U.S. Yeah, she's a U.S. citizen, and she still lives in the U.S. as far as I know. Yeah, yeah, because yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we don't really talk, but yeah, I'm pretty sure she is. Um, up Up Timer says, "Hey, what's up? Guess what? I used to eat a lot, and I'd run some, but that didn't matter. I got fat. So just a hint for everyone. Sometimes running doesn't support the amount you eat." Oh yeah, you're definitely right, Up Timer. How you doing, Up Timer? Yeah, the biggest thing is calories. You could take a bowl of like greens and it only be a big bowl of greens and it'd be like 40 calories, right? Or you could eat a candy bar and it'd be like 300 calories. It's better to eat that big bowl of greens than to eat that candy bar that's 300 calories. Yeah, and then to take off the calories, you'd have to run or walk. Let's say walk for like 2 or 3 hours to get rid of it. So yeah, definitely. I don't really care about trying to be super sexy, but I like having the bod, and a lot of girls like the dad bod. They like that dad thing, bro. What's up? How's it going, Uptimer? How you doing, bro? Man, it has gotten really freaking hot out here. Yeah, it got cooler yesterday, but today is going to be 34 Celsius. So that's probably close to 90 degrees out here. I wish I was up in Baguio in the mountains of in the Philippines. Because there, I bet you it's about 70 degrees. Where here, it's like 20 degrees hotter. That's the place I want to retire, Ozzy, up there in the mountains. I think you would like it up there too, Ozzy. And it's a city. It's a city. It's not as big as Manila, and it's in the mountains. It does cost a little bit more, but it's worth it, bro. And it's not. And it's not like crazy. It's, you know, it's still going to be 50% cheaper than the U.S. At least 50, 60% cheaper than the U.S. Probably about 60% cheaper than the U.S. to live there. I think that would probably be the best fit for you. Or you could do Tagaytay. That's another place that's cooler than most of the Philippines. Yeah, basically all the Philippines, really. Tagaytay and Baguio are two of the coolest cities in the Philippines. Yeah, Ozzy says, "Where you at, Optimer?" Let's see. Dang, it's like 70 degrees here. That's perfect for me. Where you at, Optimer? Yeah, where you at? He's over in Georgia. What's the perfect temperature for you guys? For me, I'd say about 71. Alan says, "Does Eve call you babe or hun?" um, she calls me babe all the time. Yeah. Yeah, she calls me babe all the time. What about you, Alan? Hey, babe. How you doing, babe? What's up, babe? Yeah, what's been y'all's nicknames from your ladies? I'm trying to remember what my ex-wife called me. Um, I think it was more like "take out the trash" was pretty much what she called me. Hey, dude, take out the trash. Nah, she was super awesome though. You know, one of the kindest people in the USA. Let's see. I was very lucky. You know, now I think about it. I mean, and plus being a young man and having an older woman, you know, that sort of like helps teach you some things. Alan C says it's probably pretty cheap to smoke there. How much is alcohol? I know these guys. They drink. They buy the gin all the time. A bottle of gin for like $1. Yeah, for a bottle of, about as big as my hand. A bottle of gin. I don't know how many milliliters that is or anything, but yeah. And beer. You can get like a can of beer for $1. But I saw the place over here called Dally's, which is the same thing as Audi. It's the same company, but they call it Dally. They sell some generic beer in there for about 50 cents. You know, just want to pick up one can, 50 cents. If you pick up the Filipino beer in the convenience store, $1 for one can. They do have those bottles. That's what everybody gets is the bottles. Those are usually big bottles, big bottles. They're usually about $1.50. If you drink one of those big bottles of Red Horse, then you're feeling it. You know, you're definitely feeling it with one big bottle of Red Horse because it's very strong. It's the strongest beer I know of in the world. You know, I'm sure there's something stronger out there, but let's see. Ozzy says, I'm sure I spit around. Let's see, Delenga, Georgia. Oh, nice. Oh, you were in Delenga? Oh, you have friends from Delenga. Okay, I see. Love it. New York, so I love it cold. So for me, 40 degrees, Optimer says. Okay, I missed that. 40 degrees for Optimer. Bro, that is cold. You definitely want to be in Baguio because Baguio is the coldest place in the U.S. I mean, in the Philippines. If you were to be in the Philippines and you want a temperature it's never going to get 40 degrees, but it's going to be the closest one to get that low. Let's see. What kind of connection do you feel with Eve? Hold on one second. I'm going to change my nicotine pouch. You know, connection. For being with somebody, I want to feel, the partner for your lifetime. I want to feel a deep love. You know, a deep, deep love. That's what I want to feel. With Eve, I feel love. I say that I love her. Um, I've only I've only I can't I was about to say I could only truly say that I felt deep love with the girl that I came here for, but I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say that because I didn't truly know her. Eve, I truly know. I've been, we've been in a relationship for 3 years, at least 3 years now. I mean, 1 year of it was long distance, and I never talked to another girl the whole time I was over in the USA. For that year, which sort of surprises me. But I was working my butt off to make money to get back to the Philippines. That whenever I focus on something, I focus on that thing. So with Eve, I love her. It's not deep enough yet. That's the connection I have. And sometimes things take time. You know, that's all I can say. And Eve's a wonderful person as well. You know, sort of reminds me of my ex wife. They're different though. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Eve reminds me of the three women that were closest to me in my life: my daughter, my ex-wife, and my mom. She reminds me of a mixture of those three. Let's see. Hi, Mike from Barbara, Connecticut. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. How you doing, Barbara? Hope you're doing well. Uh, yeah, it's always good to see Barbara. She's a very nice lady out in Connecticut. Right now, Barbara, we got Ozzy. He's over in New Hampshire. Alan C., please tell us where you're at. I think he's in Texas, but I'm not positive. Maybe California. I think he's either Texas or California. And who else is in here? Optimer, he's in Georgia. And is anybody else I'm missing? Raise your hand. Let's see. Alan C says, you haven't had any dirty ice cream. Definitely, bro. I eat the dirty ice cream all the freaking time. All the freaking time. I love dirty ice cream. Anytime I hear that bell and I see that guy pushing the cart around, I grab it, bro. And Eve, she likes the ice cream sandwiches, which is basically like a bread roll. It's not chocolate like in the U.S. A bread roll, and they stuff ice cream into it. That's what she always gets most of the time. And yeah, I love avocado, the cheese. I love the cheese. I didn't. I thought it was weird at first, but I love the cheese now. And also the my favorite dirty ice cream I've ever had, cantaloupe. I had it one time, man. Oh my gosh, they have the best freaking cantaloupe in the Philippines. It was so delicious. And I'm talking about the fruit cantaloupe, without the ice cream is the best. Get your try cantaloupe if you're in the Philippines. Ice cream or no ice cream, eat the cantaloupe. Well, dirty ice cream is just basically a guy pushing a cart and he's selling ice cream from the cart. That's all it is. Sometimes they push it. Sometimes they're on a motorcycle and they have it attached. So it's just a guy selling it on the street. Who gave it the nickname Dirty? I don't know. But yeah, it's a street ice cream and it's super cheap. You can get a large and it's delicious. It's better than ice cream at McDonald's. It's creamy, thicker, and try that cantaloupe one. It's delicious. They tend to have two or three flavors normally, and the price on it, you could get two big ice creams for $1 or one ice cream for 50 cents. The ice cream sandwich that she gets is usually about 40 or 50 cents, something like that. Is there any vloggers in Baguio? There was this one guy. I think he vlogs. I don't know his name though, but he was in one of my comments. But I don't think he does a lot of vlogging because I went to his channel and I think he rarely vlogs. That's the only guy I know in Baguio that is a vlogger. I can't remember his name, but matter of fact, he told me if I was ever up there to let him know. Because I've been to Baguio 5 times. I love Baguio. If I had just a little bit of money, that's where I would be. It doesn't take a lot more, just a little bit more. So, most of the Philippines is like 70% cheaper. Like I said, Baguio is probably about maybe 55 or 60% cheaper than the U.S. I mean, Manila's a good deal. A lot of people don't realize that. But to pay $400 to live in the one of the biggest cities in the world, and that $400 pays for everything, the internet, and I'm going to get a cheaper place than this. I'm looking for a cheaper place actually. Hopefully, I got to get a cheaper place, either that or go back to the province. But here it pays for the Wi-Fi, pays for the electricity, for the cleaning of the place once a week, um, for water, everything. We even get free drinking water too. They deliver it to us. And then when I go do my laundry, it's cheap too. And it's right here beside of us. And they do the whole 9 yards. They will wash, they will dry, they will fold a basket of clothes for about $4. Actually, I think it's about three something if I converted it, because right now the conversion rate's awesome for the dollar. You get at least 60 pesos right now for every dollar. Hey, it just popped on my screen, as a matter of fact. It's 61 pesos, 61.2 pesos for every dollar. So it's going even higher. That's the highest it's ever been. 61.2 pesos for every dollar. Bro, it used to be 1 peso for every dollar about 100 years ago. So yeah, that dollar is super powerful in the Philippines. 61.24. might have to convert some money today if I can afford it. I have to check. Let's see. What's the temperature here? Well, right now it's probably about 31 Celsius. I don't know what that is Fahrenheit, but right now it's probably about 31 or 32 Celsius. Later today it's going to be about 34 Celsius in Manila. But Baguio, like I said, is a lot cooler than Manila. A lot cooler temperature. I would say in Baguio it's in the 70s. Alan says, I like the weather in San Diego, 78 degrees with a cool ocean breeze. Yeah, so it probably feels more like 73 degrees out there. Yeah, they say San Diego is one of the best temperature country areas there is. I'd say Baguio is just as good. I would go there right now if I could. I wish you would, bro. I wish you would, bro. I need a good friend over here, man. You know, I got good friends out here, but a lot of them are not in Manila. They're in other places. They're they're too far. They're on other islands, unfortunately. But yeah, Manila. I don't have any good friends out here. Nicotine pouch. Yeah, I'm doing the nicotine pouch, and it cost me about a little bit over $2 to have 20 of those pouches. I wish I could get rid of that cost, but it's so relaxing. And I think that nicotine is healthy too. Is nicotine is in eggplant, nicotine is in apples, nicotine's in a lot of things. Just don't burn it. You know, the burning and carbon monoxide that you put inside your body, that kind of stuff, I think it's bad, but I'm not a medical advisor. I don't give medical advice, blah, 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 all that disclaimer. Let's see. Ozzy says, too much going on right now, unfortunately. Yeah, you got to fix that stuff, bro. Fix it, come out here. I need you, Oz. You have to buy your own drinks, though. I can't afford that, but I'll buy mine, you buy yours. It will be a, what do they call that? I forgot what you call it. Anyway, BYOB. 40 years. I started smoking when I was 15. 15 years old, I started smoking, but I would do it for a while, then quit, then do it for a while, quit, do it for a while. You're lucky to be alive, Ozzy. But, you know, I think your lungs are cleared up because you stopped, I think it was what, 5 years ago? You stopped smoking, or 5, 6, 10 years ago, maybe? Somewhere between 5 and 10 years. When you were 7, whoa, bro, that's bad news. Bama needs to get off them freaking cigarettes. Bama's going to hit me in the face. I like to see Bama again. He's from Alabama, but he's about 3.5 hours from here, and it's a rough ride to go to his place. I have to take a trike. Oh, bro. Quit smoking in 2016, so it's been 10 years. 10 years, okay. Alan says, what was the thing that made you fly over and live in the Philippines with Eve? Well, the first time I flew over, second time, first time I flew over for that one girl because I thought she was crazy about me. I was crazy about her, but she wasn't crazy about me. It was just a trick. It wasn't about money. It wasn't. She never tried to get any money from me, but she tried to get a baby from me. And apparently she tried to sell the baby was her plan. Apparently, she never would confess to it, but that's what it looked like. And as far as Eve goes, flying back over here to live in the Philippines with Eve, she was the girl that I winded up choosing to be with because I didn't want to leave empty handed, right? And so I thought about, I went through the Rolodex about all the girls that I've been with. And the first one I decided to go with was the nicest one. She was from Leyte, the nicest girl. So I went down there, stayed with her for a little bit, the one in Leyte. The connection just wasn't there. You know, we had only dated a couple of times before I decided to go back to her because I know she was extremely nice and she was a worker. She wasn't a lazy person or anything. She had a good job. She was just a good person and very nice. But the spark wasn't there. The connection wasn't there with her. So I decided to choose the one that made me the most happiest, and that was Eve. She made me the happiest. So I picked Eve, and then I had to wind up leaving. We stayed in our long distance relationship. I came back over to be with her, but my main thing was that I didn't want to live in the USA. That was the main thing. Let's see. Chewy says your grocery haul video was cool to see, to compare it to the USA. Yeah, and that's here. That's like expensive pricing for the Philippines. I'd say that's a little bit more expensive than some places. If you go out into a market, you can get cheaper prices on vegetables. Notice we didn't buy many vegetables because it would have been a lot cheaper to buy them at a market, fruits and vegetables. Then, and I'm talking about like an open air market, what they call a wet market, that kind of thing, fruit market, whatever you want to call it, produce market. Um, and they also normally sell meat too that you can buy. Unfortunately, we don't have the oven and stove, so you know we're gonna have to eat out a few times this week. Um, but eating out is pretty cheap in the USA. I mean, in the Philippines. Not in the USA. I watched this video today. This girl was talking about to go to a trendy restaurant in Austin and get 2 meals and 2 drinks is like $400 for her. I'm like, what the heck? $400 to go to a trendy restaurant and get 2 drinks and 2 meals? Like, girl, what's wrong with you? Chewy says, I already read that. Let's see. Alan says, didn't know they had cantaloupe ice cream. Yeah, I didn't know it either. Yeah, the coconut's really good too. Mango, that's really good too. They have all sorts of coconut stuff over here. Anybody that loves coconut? Yeah, I love coconut. So, yeah, they have all sorts. You'll have fresh coconut water, super cheap. All of it's going to be cheap. The coconut ice cream, the coconut water or juice, whatever you want to call it, fresh from the coconuts. They pour it right out of the coconut into, you get it in your cup. And also the shakes. Coconut shakes are super delicious. I like having those all the time, but, you know, they're usually at least $1 to have a coconut shake. You guys don't have ovens? Nah, we got a microwave here because I'm in a hotel. I'm paying $13 a day to stay in this hotel, which means I'm having to use some of my rescue money right now until things change. Hopefully they change, or I have to go back to the USA. Yeah, but $13 a day is not that bad. I mean, it comes out $400 a day, and it's at a hotel, so you have everything included. And awesome location here. We got the train station here. We got awesome place here. Let's see. Dang, you pay $80 a day here in the USA. Yeah, when I lived in the USA, I was paying about all my expenses. Well, let's just talk about rent. Just rent apartment with utilities. to compare this $400 deal over in the USA, I was paying about $2,000 a month for the same thing I'm getting here for $400 a month. And I'm living in one of the biggest cities in the world. I think it's bigger than New York City. I know they have more people here. As far as the land area, I think it's bigger, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. But yeah, the Manila National Capital Region, they call it Manila NCR, is huge. It's huge out here, but New York City is huge too. So let's see. I don't think I could survive in New York City. I mean, I'm talking about all my entire life. I don't think I could go live in New York City and survive financially. I don't see how people do it. Because a place like I got in New York City would probably cost, here in Manila it's only 400, but in New York City it probably would be about 3 or 4,000. It's crazy, bro. And freaking Hawaii is super expensive too. And to me, Philippines is probably similar to Hawaii. I haven't been there, but it's probably very similar. Samuel says, "Hello, I'm back. Bye. Take care, Samuel." What kind of weird trolling is that? Anyway, dude, yeah. Those little bitty cookies. These are the cookies I ate this morning. The Wookiees. So I opened the package. The big pack of cookies cost about $1.20 for that big pack, and they have these little chocolate chip cookies. They're wrapped in individually packs. Um, Not as good as the Chip Delights though, and the Chip Delights are about like the same price. You get by weight. But yeah, that's what I had for my breakfast with coffee this morning, and it sucks. I'm still hungry. Let's see. Anyway, yeah. Anybody know what 31 degrees is in Fahrenheit? I have to like disappear for a while to figure it out. But I'm guessing it's at least 80 degrees, maybe 84 degrees. That's about what it is right now. Whatever that is, 31, maybe 32 degrees Celsius. That's funny. Oh me. I'm thinking about if I should do a live, if I should do a live later or not. Like maybe in 2 or 3 hours, I might try to do another live. 88 degrees for 31 degrees, bro. Yeah, that's about what it is right now. About 88 degrees, and this is 9:23 in the morning in Manila. Whew, man, this makes me want to be in freaking Baguio. And I'm not doing this from the room because the connection might go out. Plus, Eve's sleeping anyway. Let's see. The easiest way to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit temperature is by 9, divide by 5, and then add 32. Whoa, bro. Okay, we'll try. We'll try to do it. Multiply, let's say 30 by 9. That's 270. Divide it by 5. That would be about 560, maybe 55, maybe. Let's see. Oh man, that's too much. Never mind. I think the easiest way to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit is to Google it. Sorry, Alan. Yeah. Or just try to remember, the numbers. But yeah, yeah, I'm not using the calculator today. And that's too much for me right now. I mean, y'all really want me to? I could try to figure it out. Dude. So anything else new going on? trying to remember another crazy video I watched over in the USA. If you want to watch crazy videos, there's plenty in the USA you can watch. You know, I was thinking about over in the USA, in New York City, they're, they're, they they tend to push people into the train tracks with the trains coming. I've never heard of that happening in the Philippines. I was going to research it, but I've never, ever, ever heard of something that crazy happening here. It says 32 and the 55 is 92, but then you have to do all that dividing and all that other stuff, I guess. Yeah, I'll screenshot it. Maybe I'll practice it. That's wrong. Hold on. What's wrong? Your calculation's wrong or what? Yeah, because that's 87, right? Yeah, that says 87 degrees right there. 32 plus the 55 would be 87. Anyway, man, I love getting on the trains. Everybody's like super quiet. Oh, snap. Man, need some more coffee this morning. I'm lazy. I asked Google. Same here. I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy for it, bro. And my brains still needs to wake up some more. I need another cup of coffee. Ah, man. Anyway, I think we'll cut out of here in a couple minutes. So Alan's been married to a Filipina for a while. He says I'm tired. Yeah, I woke up too early, man. I went to bed at 1, woke up at 7, so I got about 6 hours of sleep. Yeah, I usually want at least 7, but a lot of times I'll do that. I only sleep like 6. Ozzy says I'm probably going to take a sleeping pill and take a nap. Yeah, I'm going to get off here as a matter of fact in about 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and say, guys, thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ozzy, for moderating and being a great greeter and all that. You're awesome. Alan says 3 hours. You sleep 3 hours. Uh, 2. Oh, okay. He's doing a countdown. And Alan and Optimer, everybody that's in here, appreciate y'all coming in. Appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Peace out. See you later.